you know, the news was out on the television, in the press and everything that they were closing the post offices. My name's Bob Rogers. I've lived in Cumberland all my life. I'm a retired rural mail carrier and a little bit mixed up on this proposition of closing, but feel it is necessary for the community that we do everything to try to keep it open.
I don't really think we really need a post office. We have a lot of elderly people that maybe can't get 7 miles to Messina. I've lived in the area 45 years. Lived in town 12, but
somebody else from Wyoto were down to our meeting.
She delivered mail for years and years and years, a postal carrier, so she was interested.
And we need a response to these questionnaires that came out yesterday. The Postal Service sent out a questionnaire. Do you do this? Do you use that? We need a response to that. We have a petition. I think there's one here in the City Hall, one in the bank, one in the telephone office, one in the co-op.
we've got them out, and we're just going to give what we can. Every business in town has got a sheet.
It's gonna take longer to get that stuff, and
Where are they going to sort it?
I think that'd be Messina.
I'm sure that's the closest post office to us would be Messina. And if you want to mail an express package or something like that, that's probably where we're going to go.
The first reaction is we're gone, because I don't think, and I don't know that any fighting is going to, they've made up their mind. I don't know whether they're basing it on saving money or not, because I don't think they're going to save any money just by closing the small ones.
It's an uphill battle, and one thing about Cumberland, it's a town that people don't get excited in. They just kind of lay back. Well, so we have to try to excite them a little bit and tell them there's a good possibility. Lewis is having one the 20th of October, and I'm going to go to that just to get an insight on what they're doing.
People think, well, you're whistling in the wind, and other people, well, you got to try something, and you do have to try something to try to keep it going, you know. Yeah, my name's Larry Campbell. I've lived in Lewis for 49 years. I think we'd probably go to Grizzle. That's where the mail comes through now. So there again, what are these old people? Some of them can't hardly drive, some of them shouldn't be driving. And how the hell, not you, but how the hell are they going to get their medicine and such, you know? That's the biggest concern. There is, you know, some people trying to look ahead, trying to keep it going, but it's a continuing fight for anything for a small town. Well, we're screwed now. You know, what can you do? You got, deep down you figure, well, they've made up their mind. They're just, you know, PRing us now, but small towns are tattooed, I'm afraid. But you gotta do what you can, gotta do something.
It's just like anything else, all the other little towns along the way. Morton Mills, Carbon, there's still going to be a few houses, but 50 years down the line, they'll be bringing their metal detectors down in people's used to be yards and looking for stuff.
It's ridiculous closing down these little town post offices. It's going to cause a hardship on the elderly people. And some of these people can't, you know, get out and stand out in the weather trying to get their boxes open. They have enough trouble getting their home keys to work half the time.
You either have to go to Villisca, which is probably about 21 miles away, or I think it's 15 miles to Griswold, and what is it, 10 or 11 to Elliott.
My name is Jocelyn and I am 9. I try to come every day. Sometimes I don't get to because we're like really busy.
They've closed so many of these little ones, you know, it's ridiculous. It's just a stupid situation. If they want to start saving money, they better start at the top and come down, not start at the bottom and go up.
Pretty soon, at the rate we're going, the rural communities won't have anything left. I mean, the schools keep going bigger and bigger, and now they want to close all these post office.
It'd be a big handicap if they had to run to Winterset, had to run to Larmer, had to run to Wayne. It's just not a good situation. But all the small offices are small, yes. Maybe they might not take in the revenue like the bigger offices. Granted, they don't. But the small ones are still out there for the service.
I think there's always other options, but they always seem to, the low man on the totem pole goes first, and the upper man on the totem pole gets more. I don't know what kind of results we'll have with them, but I still think it'll be a good show of support that the people of the community are behind the community to keep the post office in our rural towns.
But the ones that live in the big city do not have a clue what rural area has to put up with.